Although my Carolina Panthers season did not end with a playoff berth, this year will definitely be one to remember as our young core players showed that they are ready to excel and that they will definitely be effective as this team transitions from a young rebuilding team into a team that is ready to contend and work towards a title. And in this video, I am going to chronicle the year and hand out some season superlatives for some standout performances for some consistent players that were very effective throughout the entirety of the season. And we're going to get into that right after this.
I'm from the foe. You dig?
Welcome to The Way I See It with Jamario Rashad. This is a Carolina Panthers and Charlotte Hornet fan channel. Please do me a favor by hitting the like button and please make sure you subscribe as I am on my road to 1K trying to get this channel monetized. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get to the superlatives. First up, we have the breakout player of the year being a player I had wished off this team a myriad of times. I said his ass can be somewhere else and I would not give a damn. But he redeemed himself this year and showed that he can be a valuable part of this team. And that player is CHUBA HUBBARD. I owe you an apology, my guy. CHUBA HUBBARD showed that when he is part of a steady stable of backs, that he can be very effective running the ball as well as catching the ball. He ran for 466 yards and 2 touchdowns while running for an average of almost 5 yards per carry. Through the air, he caught 171 receiving yards. That is supposed to be 17 receptions for 171 receiving yards. And he was able to move the chains 29 separate times to extend our offensive drives, to keep the clock running, and to make sure that our defense got rest. So I have to say, now that I've seen what you can do, I am very, very excited to see what you can do in year 3, my guy. So congratulations to CHUBA HUBBARD, the 2022-2023 Carolina Panthers breakout player of the year. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. I definitely love what I saw this year. For this next superlative, we went high, so now we must go low. As CHUBA HUBBARD has impressed me more and more breaking out this year, this player I am about to mention has been an utter disappointment, and nobody can speak any words into my ears to make me think any differently. So we have winning the disappointment of the year, Ian Thomas and his non-pass catching self. Ian Thomas, I get tired every single time I see number 80 trot his ass on the field because I know that there will be no effective passing downs while this guy is in the league or in the game, might I say. This year, this offseason, he signed a 3-year, $18 million extension to come in this year and catch 21 passes for 197 yards and 0 touchdown. This guy gets on my very last nerve. A even more damning stat about this guy, this was the completion of his 5th year in the NFL, and he still has not been able to get 1,000 total yards in 5 years. He has 999, and this year he's been a disappointment. These past years he's been a disappointment. Ian Thomas, you need to get it together for another team, my guy. I do not want to hear anybody in the comments talking about how well you block. I do not give a damn. We need our offense to be better, and for that, we need for effective pass catchers down the middle of the field. And in 5 years in the league, and in definitely 2022, 2023, you have not been able to be that. So the disappointment of the year, Ian Thomas. Trimble sucks too. Don't worry. He just wasn't as disappointing as you, man. Like, for real, for real. For this next award, there was only one real choice. When you choose a guy this high and he comes in and he does what he does, you don't really congratulate it, but you appreciate it because that's what we got you for. And this guy did not let down at all, or did not let Panthers Nation down one bit. And the player who is the rookie of the year is Big Icky Ekwonu. My boy Icky came in and was one of the best offensive linemen that the Panthers have had since the Ryan Khalil, like Jordan Gross, just the heyday of this offensive line. He came in and he only allowed 6 sacks the entirety of the year. He played every single game, and 2 of those 6 happened in his debut game where he faced trial by fire when we faced the Cleveland Browns, and Myles Garrett was able to abuse a first-time rookie. But since then, in 16 other games, Ike Ekwonu only allowed the QB to be taken down from his side 4 more times. I believe he is going to be an absolute beast for us and a franchise staple moving forward, showing that when we get these high picks, the Carolina Panthers hit almost each and every time. So your 2022-2023 Carolina Panthers Rookie of the Year, Big Ick Ekwonu. You better protect CJ Stroud next year, man. Now, just as many fans and most fans get excited when you get a new draft pick coming to the team, so you can say we have this young guy. Let's see what we can develop him into. Let's see what he can sprout into. Not all additions to your team come from the draft. There's a such thing as free agency, where you have the ability to go out and find guys that may have been underappreciated by other teams, but come to your organization and just show just how much of a beast they can be. So this award is for the newcomer of the year, and this award goes to none other than Big Bradley Bozeman. Bradley Bozeman came in as the backup center to Pat Elflein, who had received an extension this offseason and who was projected to be the center now and for the near future. Now I can say with a lot of, with all of my heart, that I truly believe that Bradley Bozeman has came in and stolen Pat Elflein's job. Bradley Bozeman started 11 games, which was only 1 game less than the entirety of the Steve Wilks tenure. And throughout that 11 games, he was an absolute beast. He only allowed for 2 sacks in 11 games. He had he was one of the highest PFF graded offensive linemen that we had. Bradley Bozeman is an absolutely must sign in the offseason. I don't know if he's a free agent, but if he is, he deserves an extension. Whatever it takes to keep Bradley Bozeman on this team, we definitely need to give it to him. Now, I must say, a lot of you all are going to be saying that Bradley might not deserve this award because another guy that is going to be mentioned later on in this list maybe have deserved this award. But I say only 1 award per player or per person, because this is my damn channel and that's how it's going to be. So the newcomer of the year, we have Bradley Bozeman. Yes, sir. I love it, man. The Boze Dozer. For this next superlative, It shows that when you do not have anybody, you have me. When the offense is stagnant, you all get on my back. And when I bark, we'll all bite because I am the heart behind this offense. When you need a score, when you need a first down, you lean on your offensive player of the year. And for your 2022-2023, your Carolina Panthers offensive player of the year is none other than... Stop playing because y'all already know what it is. Deontay, that boy a beast, Foreman. Now, when Deontay Foreman came in, it was right after we traded Christian McCaffrey. And many, even in the annals of Panthers Nation, thought that that was an indication that the season was over. We were going to be tanking and trying our best to get the number one pick. But Deontay Foreman came in and he said, no, we all have heart. He showed that whatever Wilks was preaching, that dog that Wilks was trying to instill in the locker room, Deontay Foreman didn't need that much of a kick in the pants to make sure that he was ready to go out there and run through a wall. In the games he played, which should have been more, Deontay Foreman ran for 914 yards, 5 TDs at an average of 4.5 yards per carry. This guy moved the chains 45 times. 45 times he extended the Carolina Panthers offensive drives, making sure that the defense could get a rest, making sure that they were fresh when they got back on the field, making sure that we were that much closer to scoring points, making sure that we were that much closer to turning it around and being one game away from losing to the Buccaneers, from making a playoff berth, because we did not give up. And Deontay Foreman, the engine that is the offense, when DJ Moore had a down year, he showed that he is that dog, and he is very, very deserving of this superlative. So your 2022-2023 Carolina Panthers offensive player of the year, Deontay Foreman. He's another guy we must re-sign, man. He deserves it. He's earned it. Let's bring him back, man. I see it. Now for what many would assume is the most anticipated award there was out there, because we were not the greatest show on turf and our offense was not that exciting. But that defense showed that we got dogs. Our young core is ready for the big time. We are ready to rebrand from rebuild to reward. We want to be on top. And this guy right here showed that in the absence of Hassan Reddick, that we signed a dog. We do not have to cry tears because there is a savior on the way. He lines up at linebacker and he rushes the passer. Your 2022-2023 defensive player of the year, Frankie LUVU. That boy showed out this year. Frankie LUVU was an absolute beast. I had no idea that he was going to be able to keep up this pace of play for the entire season. He came out of the gates hot, and he stayed hot the entire year. Frankie LUVU had 111 tackles, 7 sacks, and 19 tackles for loss. So meaning he was not only rushing the passer, he was a beast in run defense and stopping the ball carrier behind the line of scrimmage to make sure that we deaded those runs immediately on sight. He had one forced fumble. He had an interception. He scored a touchdown. He deflected 4 passes, and he was an absolute beast. So for that reason and that reason alone, as I mentioned earlier, he could have also been the newcomer of the year. Frankie LUVU was an absolute revelation, as many thought that this defense would have a sharp decline this year. It stayed steady and at times played much, much higher or above the level that many projected it to be at. And a large reason for that was not Brian Burns, who is a beast, but it was this Pro Bowl snub right here. So your 2022-2023 defensive player of the year is your Carolina Panthers, Frankie LUVU. that boy was an absolute beast, man. An absolute beast. So with that being said, man, that brings me to the end of this video. What do you all think about these awards? I definitely know that there's going to be some disagreement, probably in that breakout player of the year, because I was very, very on the fence whether it should have been CHUBA Hubbard or Derrick Brown, because Derrick Brown was an absolute monster this year, man. But he was drafted and projected to be what he is. CHUBA, man, he's a 4th rounder. You never know, man. But with that being said, you all leave your comments on this video below. What do you think of these 2022, 2023 superlatives? I got so tired of saying that number throughout this video. You all leave your comments down below. And with that being said, I am Jamario Rashad. This is the way I see it. Make sure you subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.